Hey guys, Dave, Northeast Edible. It's raining. It's been raining for the last couple days, and I just wanted to give you a shot of what to think about before you plant fruit trees, and as far as water, hydrology, and the land that you're on. So if you look here in the distance, I've got a little bit of a depression, and you can see the water pooling up right to the base of this pin oak here, and then culvert underneath the driveway. Water funnels out there, and you can see it goes out here, kind of pools there by that maple and around my neighbor's house there. So if you look at all this in the summertime, or when it's not a big rain or a lot of rain all at once, you might make the mistake of planting some fruit trees that don't do well in moist soils. We did a video about what trees to plant in wet conditions, low-lying areas. But yeah, just wanted to show you while we're out here in the rain, had I planted some apple trees here, like a chestnut in that real low-lying spaces, chances are they would have died after a couple years, after a couple big rainstorms. So always take a look, take a couple minutes, or take a couple months, a year or so, check to make sure you know what happens to your land in various conditions: dry, wet, summer, spring, snow, all that stuff. See what happens with all the conditions. There's things like frost pockets that will low-lying areas will they'll gather a bunch of water like you see here, but also they'll have areas where the cold air will just hang low, and that's called a frost pocket. So you want to make sure what you're planting will survive for the long haul, because fruit trees, berry bushes, it's a long-term proposition, and you want to make sure you're putting stuff in the right spot. So we talked about this a while back, but in the spring, or maybe later on, early or late winter, I'm going to plant a row of elderberries right here, because they do fine in the wet soil. I'll probably plant some June berries a little bit further, kind of another row here, and some persimmons as well, because they do fine in a little wet soil as well. Sometimes people put pawpaws down in some wet soils, but they do like well-drained soil as well. You'll find them by the riverbanks, so I'm not going to really put a pawpaw down in this area that pools up. This water will be here for a couple days before the probably 2 days before it actually dries all the way out after this rain. So I'm not going to put anything where you see these puddles here. That pin oak, that's been there for a while, probably before this culvert in this driveway we're here, so that probably drained off a lot better. And you can see that thing's huge, that's not going anywhere. So I'll leave everything around here where this water pool is alone, and then you can see a little bit up here, the higher ground, I'll plant that out, and up over here in a couple rows by those wood chips there. So just wanted to give you an idea of what to think about. Low-lying ground is fine, but you got to plant specific things to fit those areas. So Dave, Northeast Edible, keep those questions coming. If you have low-lying ground just like this, consider planting some elderberries. They do fine with a little bit of wet feet. Like I said, this stuff will dry out probably a couple days. There won't be any more standing water. It'll still be pretty moist, but it'll be good to go. So Dave, Northeast Edible, talk to you guys soon.